Data structures are the logical relationship between data elements. With the help of data structures, we can maintain and manipulate our data. So, for example, like you have structured data, you have unstructured data. Structured data are something which is stored in a structured form, like rows and columns. Like unstructured data, which is something which is not stored in the unstructured way, which is nothing but an example would be NoSQL data for that. So let's look something into the Python, which is related with the Python collections, where we have list, tuple, set, and dictionary. So what exactly a list is? So list is a collection which is ordered and changeable, allows duplicate members inside it, where you can also pass the multiple data type elements inside it. It's usually written in the square brackets like this, like list is equal to square bracket. So whatever the elements which you will be typing based on the what or the data type what you're going to use, so you can pretty much pass by separating it with a comma. Okay, so we would learn that in detail. So tuple is a collection which is again an ordered and unchangeable, but it allows the duplicate members inside it, and also you can pass the multiple data type elements in it. So it's basically written like this: t is equal to an open brace. Okay, so now set is nothing but a collection which is unordered and unindexed, where no duplicate members are allowed in it, where you can also pass the multiple data type elements inside it. Okay, so dictionary is a collection which is unordered and changeable. No duplicate members are allowed in it. You can also pass the multiple data type elements inside it in the form of keys and values, like which is written in the flower basis, which we will look deep dive into by doing some practical examples. Okay, so let's get back to the list. So as I said you, list is a collection which is ordered, changeable, and duplicate values are allowed in it. Where it is written inside the square brackets like this. It allows us to write all the data type elements inside it. Like list is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. List 2 is equal to ABC. Like in this, since it's a string, I have just denoted in the inverted commas, where I have passed the multiple data type elements, as you can see, integer, string, float, and complex number, and everything like that. So yes. Now let's look what are the inbuilt method list contains. So we have something as such list methods here. So the list methods would be we have append, we have extend, we have insert, we have remove, pop, clear, index, count, sort, reverse, copy. So we would deep dive into it. So I'll just quickly explain what exactly it is. Append is basically helps you to add the element at the end of the list. If you have seen, and extend, what exactly does it just adds all the elements of a list to another list. Insert basically insert an item at the defined index. So remove, it removes an item from the list. Okay, whereas a pop removes and returns an element at the given index. Clear removes all the items from the list. Index returns the index of the first matched item, which would be looking into it what exactly that means. Okay, so count returns the count of the number of items passed as an argument. Sort items in a list in ascending order. So reverse the order of items in the last list. So copy returns a shallow copy of the list. So we will learn about it. So yes, so let's here take a list like L is equal to an empty list, and in this particular empty list I have to get an output something as list is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 7 8 like that. Okay, let's say this is the output which I wanted to get it, so let me just erase it. So now I have an empty list over here. This particular empty list, what exactly we are trying to do is we are appending for I in range 1 to 9, so that it can just print me 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so here this particular empty list I would like to append it with the I. So I can just see that print L. If I execute this operation, you can be able to see that the empty list already contains the element 1 2 3 4 8. Okay, so this is just a basic example for you to know what exactly the append can do. Basically adding the elements to the particular list. Okay, so let me erase this. Let me show you some complex way of using append so that you can understand even more beautifully. So let's say if I have a question, and which is nothing but like I would like to design a few questions. So let's say I would write like something called as who introduced who introduced Python. That, as you know, that's Guido and Rusum. So there's a question, and is Python is case sensitive? Yes, it is case sensitive. Is Python is dynamically typed, dynamic or static? So it is dynamic. So there are the three questions what I have gave. So in this particular, we should be able to use the append to go ahead and add the answers for each and every question. So let's see how would we do that. So let's say I will write something called as answer like inside an like empty list. Okay, the moment when you get an inside an empty list, so let's do like for I in, okay, let's say for q in questions. Okay, for q in questions, and if I just do print q, I should be able to get the questions what I have just typed. Okay, so let me just put a question mark over here so that it would look like a question. Okay, so I got my questions. So basically what would I do here? The first question, who introduced Python? So I need to get an answer for that. For that, I would like to type ANS, like nothing but the answer. And since it's a string, I would take an input like in the string, and I would say, answer like this. Okay, so that the user can input the answers inside it. So the moment when you get an answer, you need to store it in answer dot append, and you need to type ans like this. Okay, so that and later you can directly see one by one, like question, question, and answer. Okay, so let's execute this. So let me take this in another print statement so that there should not be any confusion. Okay, so like this. Now let me execute this. As you can see that who introduced Python, I would say Guido1 Rusum, let's say, and I would type Python is case sensitive. Yes, yes, it is dynamic. Okay, so you can see who introduced Python is Python. So you have stored your answers inside an empty list. Extend all the elements of a list to the another list. So basically what exactly does it, let's say you have x is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, so then y is equal to, you have something called as 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8. So basically if you wanted to join this particular two list into one, so you can use something called as x dot extend of y. So when you execute the print statement, you can pretty much see the output. You can see, as you can see, you have got the complete two lists inside of one list. So this is with the extend. Let's look into the insert. So insert is nothing but insert an item at a defined index. So defined index. So if you don't understand a word called index, is basically when we do a string manipulations, we have did indexing and slicing, I believe. So you can just pretty much type like something which is related like this. If you type x of 0, 1, 2, 3, it basically gives you the elements like this. If I just print, you would be able to get to know that the first output x of 0 is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4. So it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. So you would get the indexing as such. So let's deal with the indexing, how we need to use an insert. So what if I just say x insert, like at the 0th index, I would like to get a string as, let's say, John, and if I just go ahead and print x, I would be able to get John in the 0th index. Okay, so now you can also recheck like this. So let me just print here. Since we have added one more element, just put 4. This will become 4. This will become 3. This will become 2. This will become 1, and this will become John. So like this, if I execute it, you'd be able to see it, what I'm trying to explain you about. Okay, so now sort items in a list in ascending order or descending order. So basically we have an 8 metals: beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. Okay, so now this particular 8 metals, I needed to sort out in the ascending order. So how would I do that? So before understanding this, you can just first understand, like just type sort. So when you just see the earth metals, once again, if I just execute this, you would be able to see that we have got the elements in an ascending order. like with the alphabet B, C, like in alphabetic. Okay, so in a similar way, if I type reverse is equal to true, I would get the output in a descending order. Okay, so one more example, like for you to understand what exactly I'm trying to explain you about. So now let's say I have a is equal to 3, 2, 5, 4, 6, 1. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like in particular, or one list. So if I say a dot sort, and if I just print a, I would be able to get the result in the ascending order like this. Okay, what if I just type, if I wanted in a descending order, I would just type true, and you can just see that I have got the output as 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do in a complex way to understand even more the sort method in depth, and also like parallelly we will also learn the remove method. This is again an inbuilt method which you can which basically removes an item from the list. So now what we are trying to achieve is we are sorting this list without using the sort method, without using any inbuilt Python methods. We need to go ahead and sort out these elements. How would we do that? So let's say my list is equal to 3, 2, 5, 4, 6, 1. So basically the output should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's say if I take new list like this, and this would be an empty list. Okay, so if I say while of my list, and if I just go ahead and print my list like this, okay, so I would be able to get, see, you can see that my list is being printing. It's generally like the while statement. So let me just stop the execution so that there should not be any interruption for us. So now here, but I need a minimum value. So to get the minimum value, what do I need to do? I need to get my list index of 0. So once the moment when I get the minimum value, then I needed to use a for loop. So let me just say, if I say for I in my list, okay, so I would get all the elements from the my list. So here what would I do is, if uh, x is less than a minimum, so the minimum should become x. Okay, so the moment when you get that, so we would do something called as append. So let's see how would we do it. So to the new list, I'm appending the minimum values. Okay, and also to my list, I'm removing, by using remove method, all the minimum elements. So our final result should be, in the new list it should be an ascending order of 1, 2, 3. In the my list should be removed all, like it should remove all the elements. So let's print let's print here like this, new list, okay, is equal to, I would like to type here as new list. In a similar way, I would get the my list like this. Okay, so you would get your list like this. So there you go. Let's execute this output once again. So here we go. So as you can see that I have achieved this. I got a new list and I got a manual. Let me execute this. So you can pretty much see that I have a new list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which are the sorted elements, and we have the empty list as well. Let's see about pop and clear, which basically helps us to remove the elements from a list. So pop removes and returns an element at the given index. Okay, if you don't initialize the index inside a pop, it just removes the last element from the list. Okay, so let's do an example. So clear basically removes all the items from the list. So we are just figuring it out two methods. So if I just say my list dot pop, and if I just see it, like what exactly my new list would be, so you can see that one has been popped out, so one is being removed since it's the last element. So what if I say 2 should be removed? So 2 is at the index of 1. Okay, so now if I just see my new particular list, you can just find 3, 5, where the 2 is being removed from the second index from there. So like that you can pretty much use the pop operation. And also clear is nothing but basically clears all the elements the moment when you see, where if you have any, so it would be an empty list, so it basically removes all the items from your list. count returns the count of the number of items passed as an argument. So basically what exactly happens, so as you know that the list can allow the duplicate members inside it. So I have just taken a list which contains 3 2 5 4 1 5 4 6 1 6 1 2 4 3 4 4 4 like that. So you can see that I have got the duplicate members. As you can see, 3 is been came 2 times, okay, 2 is been printed 2 times, whereas 4, let's say it is in 5 times, 6 is 2 times. So basically if you wanted to count in a Pythonical way, so you can just pretty much type like this, count. Let's say I want to count the number 4, how many times it's been appeared. So if I just say it has been appeared for 5 times, what if I say 6 here, you can say it has just appeared for 2 times. See, 1 2. Okay, reverse. So as you know, the word means reverse. Basically, it just reverse the elements which are present inside it. So reverse the order of items inside it. For example, if you have x is equal to, let's say, 4 3 2 1. Okay, so you just say x dot reverse, and you can pretty much see the result of x what it is. You can see it's 1 2 3 4. So like that, you can pretty much change it. And if you say again, let's say reverse. And again, if you like to print x like this, you can see 4 3 2 1. So reverse is being used for that. Okay, so now let's look into the copy. Copy returns a shallow copy of a list. So what does a shallow copy mean? Shallow copy is basically used when a new instance type got created and keeps the value that are copied in the new instance. Okay, the shallow copy is used to copy the reference pointers just like it copies the values. Okay, so do not get confused. It's just a inbuilt method which are just copying the file generally by doing a right click and doing a control V kind of stuff. So okay, if I just take any variable, m is equal to if I just say l dot copy, and if I just try to print out L over here, and also I would like to print M over here, you can see that M has been copied to L. Okay, awesome. So by this we have finished all the methods inside the list. So let's do a sample program to understand even more. You can be able to, if this question has been raised in an interview where it's asked you to join the complete the elements into one. So this is basically a sentence which has been separated from one other. A is equal to, hey there, my name is Guyz and Rusum, I'm a creator of Python. So basically we need to get a sentence like, hey there, my name is Guyz and Rusum, I'm a creator of Python. So how would you do that? Like with the string manipulations, you can pretty much do it like x is equal to giving an empty string and just say join a, and when you just go ahead and print x, you would be able to get the result as, hey there, my name is Guyz and Rusum, I'm a creator of Python. So what if I don't need this particular method? I needed to do something using inbuilt. Okay, using not using any method. So without using any inbuilt method, we need to go ahead and sort the sentence like it should be a proper sentence like this. So how would we do that? So let's say I have taken something called as add string, which is equal to an empty string basically. Okay, so now if I say for I in A, let's say, and the moment when I say for I in A, I would like to just say x, I would like to just say add string concatenate with nothing but I, but I would like to give a space so that I would get all the elements. So now if I just see to print, let me just get it for you. So you can see, hey there, my name is Guyz. So this was commented out. Don't get confused. You can see I'll execute this once again and you can find the same output. Hey there, my name is Guyz. I'm the creator of Python. Thank you.